There's nothing quite like opening a gift on Christmas morning and having it be that toy that you had been dreaming about. Every year it seems like there are a couple of toys that are hard to find because everybody's looking for them. Today, I want to take a look back at some of those biggest Christmas toys ever and see which toys were the most sought after every year, from 1960 up to today. Now, when I usually make a list like this, I try my very best to do my due diligence with research. And on this topic, it ended up being a little bit harder than it usually is, mostly because every list that I looked at that was saying, hey, definitively, these are the toys that sold best the year you were born, like they were all different. Every list had different answers for the years. And so for my list, what I decided to do was to take some of these other lists, see if there was any kind of consensus on what toys were the number one for certain years, and then just kind of go with my best judgment. I looked at a number of different lists, but the biggest contributors that I found helpful were Cosmopolitan, Reader's Digest, CNET, CNN, and the hardtimes.net, with the strong National Museum of Play being a big resource as well. When you see your favorite Christmas toy ever pop up, make sure to let me know about it in the comments below. Let's go ahead and get started. In the year 1960, the big toy was the Etch-a-Sketch, something that's still kind of fun to mess around with today. I'm not very good at using these things. The best I could usually do is something that ends up looking like an Aztec pyramid.
Don't you think everybody should have its own Etch-a-Sketch, mister?
Right you are, Pernella.
In 1961, we get what to me is an interesting Christmas present, which is the slip and slide as the number one sought after gift. As exciting as it would be to get it, a Christmas gift that I'm going to have to wait at least 6 months, 7 months to use, it's just a tiny bit of a disappointment.
It's cool summer splashing fun. Get yours today. The famous Slip and Slide by Whammo.
In 1962, we get the classic Fisher-Price Chatterphone.
Children are still children, and Fisher-Price is still Fisher-Price.
And in 1963, the big gift was the Easy Bake Oven.
Only Kenner's Easy Bake Oven Set makes such delicious cakes, cookies, candy, brownies, pizza, pies, and biscuits.
In 1964, G.I. Joe was on the scene for really the first time.
G.I. Joe attack! Boom, boom! G.I. Joe takes the hill! Bam, bam! Horrific battle!
1965 is the first year where we didn't really just have one big toy that was a clear winner. We had Frisbees in there,
It's the newest, fastest, most flying fun under the sun.
as well as Chatty Cathy, who's a talking doll.
We pull the ring and you say 11 different things. Let's play house.
And the board game Operation.
Take out Wrench Danko.
A winner.
Ha, ha, ha.
In 1966, the party game Twister was a big hit.
Spin the spinner and call the shop. Twister ties you up in a knot.
And so were Spyrographs.
So much fun you'll never want to stop. Spirograph, the world's most fascinating new toy.
1967 had a few more classics with Battleship,
J-10. Oh, you sound like Battleship.
Light Brights,
Make people, animals, things, and with refills, Bugs Bunny or Bozo the Clown.
and the Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
A left to the jaw, and
Oh, my block is knocked off.
In 1968, Hot Wheels were taking over as some of the most popular toys, even though Matchbox cars had shown up.
They're the fastest metal cars you've ever seen. Mattel's new Hot Wheels.
And then something that also had shown up earlier before our list got going but was having a resurgence was the board game Monopoly. 1969, Lego was really blowing up on the scene.
Wiggly, nap, paddywhack, built himself a plane. This young boy's glad Lego came.
So was the board game Mousetrap,
Why don't you get Mousetrap, the nuttiest, funniest game you've ever seen.
and Astronaut Snoopy, which was riding the wave of popularity from the moon landing. Astronaut Snoopy also showed up over in my Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade balloon video. If you haven't checked that one out, make sure to give it a look. In 1970, Nerf is introduced, and it looked a lot different than it does today.
Hey, what are those things anyway? They're Nerf balls. Spongy foam. That doesn't hurt anything.
In the year 1971, one of the big gifts was the Weebles.
Hey, hey, look at me and Weeble. The Weebles waddle, but they don't fall down.
1972 was another year where we had multiple entries with Uno.
The cards come my way, but Joe reverses the play. I could be here for days, you know.
As well as Boggle.
well, you should be searching those prints, connecting those letters, and by golly, finding those words.
And Big Wheels.
Big wheels are a-rollin'. Listen to them turn.
1973 had Shrinky Dinks showing up,
Shrink it and shrink! Watching them shrink is half the fun!
as well as Baby Alive, a toy that has had many different iterations as years have gone by.
Baby alive,
She can drink, she can eat.
1974 had Connect 4 as one of its top games.
I won. Where? I can't. Here, diagonally. Pretty sneaky, sis.
As well as Pong, which will serve as the first time that a video game is going to be showing up on this list. Spoilers, it's not going to be the last. 1975 is a year where it was across the board what was the best-selling toy, and that was the Pet Rock. A gift that I'm sure was very confusing and frustrating for parents to buy. Though it wasn't the year where they were invented or anything, skateboards were really starting to hit their peak in 1976. And they were joined by Stretch Armstrong.
You together. Pull! Sure, touch. Pull!
1977 would see the Atari 2600 being at the top of the list.
You can get 9 cartridges, 187 games. Blackjack! Oh!
As well as Mattel's football.
Dick's got the ball, but that computer defense is tough. He drives up the middle. Stop cold. 1 yard.
Though the movie came out in 1977, 1978 would see the Star Wars action figures rising to the top of people's Christmas lists.
Or collect our wonderful Star Wars companions with Kenner's Star Wars action figures.
In the year 1979, Christmas was dominated by the game Simon.
I want you, Simon.
Simon is the challenge you've been waiting for.
And then would be followed the next year in 1980 with the Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube. Over 3 billion combinations, but just one solution from Ideal.
In 1981, Strawberry Shortcake and the Smurfs would be the most popular toys.
Strawberry shortcake, my, she's looking swell. Cute little doll with the strawberry smell.
And in 1982, My Little Pony.
My little pony, my little pony. Comb and brush her hair.
Glowworm, and He-Man would battle it out for the #1 spot.
Skeletor is his enemy.
1983 would serve as another benchmark year, with the Cabbage Patch dolls being that must-have item.
They're each one of a kind. They're Cabbage Patch Kids. You can give them all your love.
1984 Transformers would be popular.
Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
And in 1985, Teddy Ruxpin would be one of the most sought-after Christmas presents.
4 batteries not included.
Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxpin. Can you and I be friends?
1986 sees the Nintendo Entertainment System becoming the #1 Christmas gift.
Will you be the first to raise the incredibly accurate Zapper and play games like Duck Hunt or action-packed Hogan's Alley and high-flying Kung Fu?
And the top toys for 1987 would be Jenga and the Cush Ball.
You take a block from the bottom and you put it on top. You take a block from the middle and you put it on top. Till someone knocks it over and that's when you stop. But you start all over putting blocks on top.
In 1988, the original creepier versions of Trolls would be the thing that kids were wanting most.
Treasure trolls are the only trolls that have a jewel in their tummy that you can wish on.
And in 1989, the Game Boy, with one of my favorite games of all time, Tetris, would be sought after by not only kids but also adults.
Game Boy comes complete with batteries and the outrageous new game Tetris.
In 1990, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would make their first big appearance as toys.
Donatello, master of the staff.
In 1991, we saw the Super Nintendo going up against the Sega Genesis.
There's only one place to come, the games of Super Nintendo.
With both of them performing extremely well in sales.
You can't do this on Nintendo Genesis does.
And in 1992, Barney the Purple Dinosaur was extremely popular and sought after by tons of preschoolers.
Now your kids can have a special friend to share their fun times.
Hello again to all my friends.
In 1993, we saw the Talk Boy, which had been made popular the year before in the movie Home Alone 2, and then also Pogs.
Stop drooling on me. Stop drooling on me.
1994 saw the Power Rangers exploding onto the scene.
This is Zordon. It's transforming time.
And in 1995, Beanie Babies were really starting to hit their high point. And that year, they were also joined by the Sky Dancers, which, again, like a few of these others, did have a balloon to go along with it in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Fly up in just a second. See? And then... No!
1996 is the toy that I remember people fighting over probably the most, and that was the Tickle Me Elmo.
Your child tickles Elmo, and he talks.
That tickles.
And laughs. Tickle him again, and hold on, because his whole body shakes with laughter.
And then in 1997, people wanted an electronic pet with the Tamagotchi.
Well, if it isn't Tamagotchi, her new favorite pet.
Yes!
So what's that make me, fish sticks?
Robot pets seem to be popular in this era because in 1998, the Furby would be the go-to gift.
What's that? Me up. It's my Furby. Furby loves you lavender. Tickle me.
And then in 1999,
It's Pikachu!
kids were fighting for everything Pokemon.
Pokemon trading card game. All the creatures, all the battles. Grab your starter pack and start playing the Pokemon trading card game.
As we get into the 2000s, video games would continue to be popular with the PlayStation 2.
What do you want to be when you grow up? Rated E for everyone. PlayStation 2, the only place to play.
And it was also joined by Razor scooters, which have been destroying shins ever since. 2001 saw Bratz dolls having their day in the sun.
Passion for fashion. I gotta self-express in the way you dress.
And in 2002, Beyblades were battling on Christmas morning. Dance Dance Revolution was the most popular toy in 2003, showing up on multiple gaming consoles. And in 2004, we had another robot showing up, with Robo Sapien being the #1 sought-after gift.
Robo Sapien is the first humanoid robot with 67 functions and 4 programming modes, ready to carry out your every command.
2005 had the Xbox 360 and Guitar Hero blowing up. As well as Webkins.
The coolest thing is everything Webkins. Get a parent's permission before going online.
In 2006, everyone was fighting for a Nintendo Wii.
We would like to play.
And in 2007, the iPod Touch makes its way to the top of the list. A new battling toy, Bakugan, would be the most popular toy in 2008.
Arm yourself with a Baku clip, or present your Baku rack and choose from your collection. The Battle Brawl is on.
And the little electric hamster Zuzu pets were one of the most popular toys in 2009. As well as Mindflex, which would have you using your mind power to move a ball around an obstacle course.
A wireless headset transmits your level of brain activity to the console. The more you concentrate, the higher the ball rises.
iPads were a huge thing in 2010, as were Monster High dolls.
That Javonda Geisco's girl in the know. Abby Abominable, she's from the snow.
And Silly Bands.
Collect them, wear them, trade them, get creative.
And in 2011, the toy/video game franchise Skylanders.
I am a raptor, born to burn.
We're joined by Lala Loopsy's Silly Hair dolls.
Lala Loopsy time!
New Lala Loopsy dolls, each sold separately. You can collect us all. LalaLoopsy.com. Ask your parents.
In 2012, LeapPad Explorers were big.
And with over 100 learning games and downloadable apps, no other learning tablet offers more ways to learn.
And then, even though it went on to be a failure overall, the Wii U was a hot ticket item that Christmas.
On pitch, swing and a miss. 98-mile-per-hour fastball.
More robot pets in 2013 with Techno the Robotic Puppy.
Techno, the robotic puppy. Programmed to react to motion, voice, and human touch.
And in 2014, Frozen Mania had a whole year to percolate, and so dolls based on that movie were the #1 Christmas toy.
Disney's Frozen Magical Story Cape dolls. Wait and play again. Speed of story reveal varies by user. Each sold separately.
In 2015, we had the Tiny Little Shopkins.
Full of goodies too good to be true. Load the gumballs into the gumball machine. There's a surprise inside.
And in 2016, we start to see some new trends showing up with Hatchimals.
No one knows where they're from or what's inside.
This trend would continue, but in a lot smaller way, with the LOL surprise dolls.
Unwrap 7 new surprises inside. Sugar and spice, neon cutie honey bun.
And then the little fingerling monkeys would be popular the next year in 2018.
Fingerlings are the cutest baby monkeys. They go wherever you go. Right side up or upside down, they love to monkey around.
2019 gave us Baby Shark, which is weird because it does feel like yesterday, but at the same time, a lifetime ago.
There's a baby shark, mommy shark, and daddy shark too. Just squeeze their tummy and let the fun begin.
And then the first Christmas of the pandemic, the child from The Mandalorian, which was also called Baby Yoda and is now known as Grogu, was the thing that everybody was wanting. 2021 gives us the Magix Mixies.
Magicus Mixus. What's inside? Aw, cute.
In 2022, Squishmallows were huge. This is one that I definitely am still living with the consequences of in my house.
Join the Squishmallows squad with Cam, Winston, Fifi, and more.
2023 had Bitsies.
The digital pets you can really touch.
And then a surprise return of Barbie with the success of that movie that summer.
Barbie dream house, the best house you've ever seen. Elevator for my pop, go up to the top and have a sleepover.
And then that brings us into this year, where we can't really look at sales data or anything quite yet, but just kind of going off of online hype. It looks like Beast Labs is going to be big.
Now, unleash your beast and battle to save the world. New Beast Lab.
Batteries not included, each sold separately.
Magnetiles have been around and kind of having a resurgence. And then another robot dog with Dog E.
Meet Doggy, the 1 in a million robot dog. What colors and personality will your doggy have?
And that's going to be the list. Did you see your favorite toy on there? Make sure to let me know. If you didn't, also let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much again for stopping by. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.